Okay, hello, ladies. Thank you for joining me today. And to anyone who's gonna listen later on the recording, let's start our session by giving ourselves a nice stretch and using that stretch already to connect with our bodies a little bit more, especially if you've had, maybe a busy morning or a busy day before. Close your eyes, stretch your body, and allow the stretch to ground you, to center you in your body. And then once you're done with making your body more flexible, more relaxed, find a comfortable position, sitting down, if possible with your feet flat on the ground. And now, first, we're just gonna bring our focus into our feet. Just bring your attention and focus in your feet. If it helps you, you can press your feet onto the floor, feeling the sensations of your feet against the floor. And here, just having that intention to ground yourself, your energy into the earth, being connected with the earth underneath. And once you've done that, then shift your attention and focus all the way up into your chest, and in your chest, in the middle, in your heart. Bringing your awareness into your heart, connecting with your heart. And to do that, you may place a hand over your heart if it helps. Feeling the sensations between your hand and your heart beating underneath. Or you can just simply tune in a little bit more into hearing or sensing the sounds or sensations of your heart beating in your chest. And as soon as you feel this connection with your heart, just imagine or visualize as if your breath is flowing in and out through your heart. And here, even though you imagine your breath flowing through your heart, you just don't change the way you breathe. You keep breathing naturally through your nose, feeling your abdomen raising and falling with your breath. It's just the natural way to breathe. The only thing that changes is your imagination. You imagine as if your breath is flowing in and out through your heart. And this is just to help you stay focused in your heart for the whole time that we're meditating together. And now the next step is just to breathe a little bit slower and deeper than usual. Breathing in a little bit slower, breathing out a little bit slower. And deeper than your normal routine way of breathing. Make sure you don't overdo it though. Your breath must stay comfortable. And as much as you can, try to keep the rhythm of your breath as balanced and steady and harmonious as you can. Like the same rhythm with each in-breath and out-breath. Same pace. And we're going to breathe like this for another minute or two together in silence, and I'll let you know when we are ready for the next step. Okay. So as you keep breathing nice and slow, imagining your breath flowing in and out through your heart as much as you can. And we're going to now take advantage of this calmer state to start our contemplation. And we'll start with one simple question. Just remind yourself of the vision or the goals that you have for your future. Just remind yourself of the trajectory that you're planning to have for your future. So what might be your vision, your life vision, if you have one, or what might be just what's important to you in general in life. Or it could also be what are the goals, the next important goals that you would want to see achieved in the future. Just remind yourself what's important. That will be your direction for the future, your future anchor, your future, like the direction that you put in your GPS, where you want to go. Okay, so now we are gonna move on to contemplating the recent past and look at what worked and what didn't work as well as we wanted in the past week. So to do that, just imagine in your mind's eyes as if you were turning towards the past. And if that helps, just imagine as if you could float, elevate yourself above your timeline so that you can have a bird's eye view on the whole week that is just finished. And from this above perspective, just have a little reflection on all the events, connection, contacts, relationships, projects, anything that did work well for you or that didn't work as well as you wanted. And with as much objectivity as you can, meaning no judgment or blame, and looking at all the areas of your life that are important to you. So as if you could float above last week and have an outside eye on everything that happened. And with as much objectivity as you can, just look at what works and what doesn't. And when you look at what works, think what you would want to keep, to maintain, to nurture, to expand on because it's already working. Everything that you'd want more of. And for things that don't work well, think of it as things that you would rather change or you would rather let go of rather than thinking of it about as failures of bad things. Just think of it as what you'd rather change. And also, the last piece of advice, as you contemplate, you might notice more the results, the outcomes, or the achievements, or lack of, but also look at the journeys that takes you to the outcomes. Sometimes you might have a positive outcome, but the journey to make it happen was painful. And vice versa. Sometimes the outcome is not just quite what you expected, but the whole process or journey to the outcome was actually full of interesting, enriching, satisfactory aspects. So look at those two. Maybe the outcome wasn't there, the result wasn't there, but there was a lot of good happening in the way. It didn't just happen not to come to fruition the way you wanted. But don't discard any positives just because the end result didn't work out. So let's do that for another minute or two in silence, and I'll let you know when we're ready for the next part. Okay, 30 more seconds, contemplating. Okay, so now we're gonna transition to the next part with answering just one simple question. If last week or a version of last week was to repeat itself over and over into the future, do you get a sense that it would bring you closer to your vision or your goals for the future? Or does it look like you would be going slightly off track? Doesn't need to be very precise of an answer, but just get a general sense. Basically, if nothing changes, if you stay on the same trajectory, is the trajectory aligned already towards the goals, or is it not? Or maybe is it aligned, but is it at a standstill or not moving fast enough? So just get a sense for those sense of direction and movement. Are you already in the right, heading in the right direction and moving towards your vision? Or not enough, or not in the right direction? And here, no judgment. Whatever the answer is, we're here to course correct, so not to worry. So once you have answered that question for yourself, now we're indeed going to move on to the fun part of this session, where we're starting to course correct and making sure we're aligned, and making sure that the week that is starting today will be back on track, aligned with our vision for the future. And to do that, let's just first invite our imagination to play with us. And we're gonna visualize the best possible version of the week that is starting today. So, what does this week looks like, feels like, sounds like when it's aligned to our future vision? And to do that, the best way is to start with first visualizing yourself first. When you're in a state of flow, when you're at your best, in the sense of you're alert, you're calm, but alert, you're motivated, you're making decisions with ease, you're taking action with motivation and excitement. Um, Basically, when you are bursting with energy and positivity, with creativity, enthusiasm. So just imagine yourself in that state. And when you're in that state, imagine or visualize everything that you're making happen, everything that's in your direct control, that literally you are achieving yourself from that state of positive, creative, motivated, action state. So take a moment to imagine what does the week look like, feels like, or sounds like when you're at your best, when you're in the flow. Everything that you're accomplishing, everything that you're creating, everything that you're making happen. Also, imagine your interactions with others when you're in such a positive state. How do you influence, how do you impact the people around you when you're in that positive flow? So imagine, visualize, or feel or notice what impact, what influence do you have on the people around you at every level, the people that are closest to you, your family, your friends, but also maybe your colleagues, co-workers, maybe your clients, and also the people you meet in general, I don't know, in the shops, the coffee shops that you are used to go to, and all the way down to random people that you might be meeting, even on the streets, in public transport. How does your flow impact those people? And here you can imagine or visualize how you contaminate others with this positive energy and what it does to those people. So just here extending your imagination and imagining how they, in turn, thanks to you, thanks to your positive influence, how they might be inclined to spread this positivity around them. So just imagine, visualize as if you're the origin of a ripple effect, of a wave of positive heart energy, positive flow, flowing through you, through other people, who in turn impact positively other people, who in turn impact positively the next layer of people. So just notice how you're at the center of a wave of energy, positive energy that circulates between people, like snowball effect of positive energy, of flow. And that helps all of these people in turn to make happen what they want to make happen. It helps them to create more connections. And that all of that spirals out wider into the world. And as this flow of positive energy travels into the world and opens doors for many circles of people, many layers of people getting positively impacted, let's just imagine all of the possibilities that this generates for everyone. All the opportunities, all the all the doors that can that can open as more and more people benefit from this flow. So you can also imagine, visualize all of these people making things happen, and that generates more opportunity and possibilities for everyone around. And so now I'm going to invite you to imagine or visualize all of the opportunities and possibilities that might come back into your experience, into your life, as a result of this ripple effect that impacted so many people around you. As a result, what opportunities might be coming back your way that might look like random, unexpected opportunities, but you've started a flow that helped, in a way, to generate these random opportunities showing up in your life now. So what does your week look like, feels like, and sounds like when you're now the recipient of all of these opportunities? What could they be? What might they be? What might they sound like, feel like, look like? So allow yourself to imagine and have a bit of fun with this, dream big. When all of the positive flow that you generated has traveled and impacted so many people, how does that come back to you in your life, in your experience, in the form of support, ideas, opportunities, doors that open, hands that are extended to you for support? Just have fun. Don't edit yourself. Just allow your imagination to go wild. Okay. Okay, and as you imagine all of these beautiful opportunities, let's just set an intention for more. As up until now, what your imagination is capable of bringing to your awareness. But there are so much more out there, so much more possibilities that we're not yet able to fathom, to imagine. So let's set an intention very simply that if and when circumstances, opportunities, possibilities enter our experience that are maybe looking very unfamiliar because they're outside of what we're used to. Let's set an intention that we will still recognize them for what they are and we will welcome them into our life. if and when opportunities show up in our experience that are widely different from what we expected, let's just prompt ourselves to be able to notice them and accept and welcome them into our lives. That allows us to prepare ourselves, knowing that what's best for us might show up in our experience in ways that are different from what we were expecting. And it allows us to detach from knowing exactly what or how things should happen. So it gives more opportunities to the universe, so to speak, to support you in ways that are maybe better for you and the greater good. So you're opening yourself up for more and possibly better by detaching from knowing what things should look like. So once you've done that, once you've set that intention, you're open, you're willing to receive beyond the limits of your imagination. Now let's focus on how we're feeling. How do you feel once imagining all of these best possible scenarios and outcomes? All of these possibilities coming your way. Is this a feeling that's familiar to you that you can name? Or is it just more sensations in your body? So in any case, now we're gonna grow them and nurture them. So I'm gonna invite you now to imagine as if those feelings and sensations are also flowing in and out through your heart when you breathe in and out. So that every time you breathe in, you'd have an infusion, an influx of these sensations bathing your body. As if you're inhaling more of these sensations inside yourself. So you can feel them better. You can feel them with more intensity. With each in-breath, it's like you're filling your own tank with these sensations. And on your out-breath, just imagine as if you're radiating these sensations out into the space around you and especially in front of you. Every time you breathe in, you feel them inside of yourself. Every time you breathe out, you're radiating them into the space around you and in front of you. It's as if your heart is oozing out, spreading out these sensations out into the world. And every time you breathe in and out, feel those sensations getting stronger and stronger. With each cycle of breath, the sensations get stronger. Keep breathing in and out through your heart. Feeling these sensations flowing in and out through your heart as well. Every time you breathe in, you feel them with more intensity. Every time you breathe out, you radiate them with more strength. Every time you breathe in and out, These sensations are getting stronger, flowing in and out through your heart. They're getting so strong now to the point that as you radiate them out into the world, the power of these sensations flowing out is so strong that it's as if you're shooting out a laser beam from your heart. And that laser beam right now is just carving out a portal right in front of you. A portal that you know is a portal in space that's going to allow you to walk into a different, more aligned space, a space that's aligned with your vision for your life. And it's not just a portal through space, it's a portal through time. As you know that on the other side of this portal, you're going to be stepping into a new version of your own timeline, a new version of the week. So prepare yourself as we're about to walk through the portal now. So imagine in your mind's eyes as if you're getting up, taking a few steps toward the portal, one foot through the portal and the second foot through the portal, and this is it. You're now on the other side of the portal. You can feel the portal dissolving behind you, and with it, the path from the past that led you there is also gone. There is no turning back. You're now on a new timeline, a new space, a new trajectory that is now fully aligned with your vision and your goals. You're now in a version of reality where you have access to all of these possibilities that you've imagined and more. So I'm going to invite you to take some deep breath, allowing yourself to connect fully with this new version of reality. So with each in-breath, just imagine or feel as if you're connecting deeply with all these new opportunities and possibilities. As if with each in-breath, you're bringing in all of these connections into yourself, to the core of your being. And every time you breathe out, just breathe out a sensation of gratitude and a sense of knowing and acceptance that this is it, this is true. You're in a new version of reality and it is done. Breathe in, feel those connections, those possibilities, as if they're tuning your body up to their frequency. And on your out breath, just breathe gratitude for this whole process. Okay. And now as you're nearly about to keep going on with your week, in case you have ebbs and flows and you need to remind yourself of which reality you're in, we're going to create a little reminder for your mind and body. We're going to create an anchor, and this anchor will help you to anchor yourself in this new state and also remind yourself of this state when you need it later on during the week. So to create this anchor, Just press your thumb and index finger on your right hand together. Feel the sensations of your two fingers touching for a moment. Feel the sensations of your fingers pressing against each other. Then release and do the exact same on the left hand. Thumb and index finger together, pressing them together, feeling all the sensations of contact and pressure together. Beautiful. And now let's do it simultaneously, both hands at the same time. Left and right, thumbs and index fingers. Press them together at the same time. Feel the sensations of pressure and bring all your attention and focus into finding the perfect point of equal pressure between your fingers on both hands. Same amount of pressure on the right and on the left. Bring the same amount of focus on both sides. And as you do this, your mind is split. Your focus is split on both hands, so it has no choice but to be fully present. Keep focusing on these points, finding the point of equal pressure on both hands. Now, as you do this, your mind has no choice but to be fully present. He has no choice but to fully release the grasp, any grasp of the past, fully releasing anything that doesn't serve you from the past, unlearning the old pathways, the old habits, the old attitudes and behaviors. Again, keep your focus on your fingers, finding the point of equal pressure. As you do this, your mind is 100% present, has no choice but to fully anchor itself in this moment, has no choice but to fully access, fully accept this new version of time, space, of your reality. Your body is fully present, fully accepting this new version of your reality, your life. It anchors yourself, it anchors your body, your mind, your psyche into this new reality. So if you want, you can release your fingers and bring them back together again. And every time you do this, notice, every time you put your fingers together, this is your anchor. This is what reminds your whole body, mind, and psyche that you are in a new version of reality. This is now your new present, your new state, your new real, your new reality. So lovely. So you can now release your fingers and we can bring ourselves back slowly. To do that, rub your hands together until they're warm. Place them at the top of your head. And from here, we are gonna touch our body as if we want to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our physical body. So touching your head first and going down from your face and head down to your neck and shoulders. And from your shoulders down, touching your arms. And then touching the front of your body from shoulders, torso, abdomen. down to your hips, and then again on the sides of your body, down your rib cage, down to your hips, and at your touching your back as much as you can, from top of your spine all the way down to your sit bones, and then from your hips, thighs, knees, and legs all the way down to your feet if you can touch them. And if you cannot touch your feet, no problem, just press your feet into the ground again. And just set that intention to ground yourself one more time. And maybe this time, taking advantage to send a wave of warm, loving gratitude to the earth for allowing our whole experience of life on this plane of existence. Okay, and once you've done all of that, we're done for the week, for this Monday. Until next Monday, where we'll keep readjusting our trajectory week by week to align with our vision and our goals. On these words, thank you so much for attending or listening to the recording, and I wish you a beautiful week. Bye, everyone.